Do you know how hard it is for me to not talk?
Probably as hard as it is for me to
You're
not
right.
talk.
I'm talking now.
I'm like, if anybody understands that struggle, it would be I.
It is you.
Yeah.
You're a talker.
I am a talker.
That's good. I like a talker. You and I will talk on the phone.
For 4 hours.
Yeah, no problem.
Yeah.
Easy. You know what the best part about that, though?
What?
It feels like 30 minutes.
I know, it really does.
It flies
I love
by.
it. I love talking. I have this idea. You know how at the end of the year they do your Spotify Wrapped?
Yes.
I want to do that for like phone calls. Like, who did I spend all this time on the phone with? Was it my mom?
It's your mom. It's your mom. That would be like a foolish game to play because she will outnumber anybody.
We spend a lot of time on the phone. I would say, so when we used to live together, because I lived with my mom for like a short stint before I moved into my house that I own now. And we both had an hour plus commute to Boston in the morning. And then we had like an hour and a half commute back. And so we would talk on the phone.
To and from, right?
Not to, but always from. We would always debrief the day coming back from work.
And
then
meet each other at home.
Meet each other at home. And then go out to dinner and talk at dinner for like 3 hours. Mm-hmm. And her husband is like, how do you still have things to say to each other? I don't understand.
I have never talked to somebody for as long as I talk to you.
Oh my God.
It's true. It is true. My mom and I could never.
Yeah, there's some people that you just can't.
I'm like, after 7 minutes of her, I'm like, okay, I have to go.
Yeah.
Period. But with you, we could talk, I swear to God. Similar scenario. I don't know that we'd ever stop.
Yeah.
Which is crazy.
I actually have a fun little game that I play too, which is when somebody tries to get off the phone, then I'm like, how long can I keep them on the phone?
I know, you do that to me.
I do
all
it to
the
my
time.
mom too. And she's like, okay, I gotta go. And I'm like, and then I like
Reel
sprawl
it back
into
in.
another conversation, reel you right back in, and
You
then we
do.
end up on the phone for another hour.
It's
my
insane.
favorite game to play.
It's insane. It's insane. And then you'll be like, you'll say it 6 times. I have to go. Yeah. Okay, Carly. Yeah, I have to go. And you'll be like, wait. Why don't you love me? Why don't you want to stay on the phone
That's
with me?
my last one.
That's your
That's
last
when I'm
resort.
like, they're gonna go. But yeah, I do that to Kurt too. I'll be like, wait, do you not love me? You gotta.
Mm-hmm.
But if I have to get off the phone,
Oh, you'll hang
I'm like,
up.
I gotta go. Bye.
You'll
I'll
hang up
literally
on
hang up on
somebody.
somebody.
You will. It's so crazy. It's so crazy. Typical Carl.
Typical girl. I get that from my dad. My dad's a talker.
Well, clearly your mother is too.
My mom is, but my mom is actually like very introverted.
Yeah.
You know, my dad's an extrovert. He's like, I get a lot of my personality traits from my dad, which is funny.
Thanks, Dad.
Thanks, Dad.
Ooh. What a spread. You know what's interesting? I just got 3 Gemini cards.
Ooh.
That's super interesting. I got the Knight of Swords, the Ace of Swords, and the Lovers.
Oh.
I want everybody to know that nobody touches my deck.
Except me. And
Except
it always feels... Ooh.
What is it?
Knight of Pentacles.
Ooh, does that mean our podcast is going to be so successful? I think that it does. Slow and steady wins the race. Practical. We're winning. So, Knight of Swords, Ace of Swords, and the Lovers. Divine love, deep soul connection, harmony.
Oh, that's like not at all what we're talking about today.
No.
It's actually the opposite of that.
It's the opposite of what we're talking about today.
Wait, so get into that a little bit.
So, first of all, 3 Gemini cards. That's like a big message from universe. So, Gemini energy is unhinged today. That could be me, though. I'm so Gemini. I've been unhinged. Maybe I'm just pulling on me. I don't fucking know. But the Knight of Swords is about fast thinking and being assertive and being, like, quickly moving through life with passion and with, like, this, I don't know, this, like, just ambition. Like,
Yeah.
you know, like being excited and ready.
I feel that. Actually, that just got me excited.
Ooh, and then Ace of Swords is
New
breakthrough,
ideas,
new
yeah.
truth, new insight, mental clarity, like understanding the assignment. So getting these 2 paired together for me is like you have this mental clarity and insight and truth and now you're ready. Like, you're going. You're ready to get it.
Yeah.
And then the lovers is, like, union, balance, like, emotional fulfillment, like, just really harmonious scenarios playing out, whether it's with another person or in life. That's, like, a really fucking good spread. It's very Gemini. I'm loving.
Ooh.
That felt good for myself.
That felt good.
I liked that one.
Oh my god.
But again, not at all
Not
what
at
we're
all
talking
what
about.
we were going to talk about today. Because
Interesting.
we're going to talk about the motherfuckers that have cheated. Which is like the opposite of that, Paul.
Well, maybe the motherfuckers that cheated have led us to this. Learning about ourselves, learning about what we want, ready to move to the next phase, and will get us to a more harmonious space. Because I will tell you, the fucking men that cheated on me.
I know, it's wild.
Wild.
You know what's weird? Because we like don't pre-plan this podcast very well. We literally
No, we don't at all.
We literally sit down 5 minutes before we film and we're like, so do you want to talk about like, and so that's literally like the pre-planning that goes into this.
Yeah, but it's effortless and I really like it.
It is. I feel like people should know that everything is very off the riff. Like everything is very authentic. We're not planning segues. We're not planning you know how comedic we are? You know how funny we are? Those are our own jokes.
We wrote those jokes.
We did write them.
But we made them.
They pop up in our heads. And so this is it's very authentic.
It is.
Alicia was on live a week or two ago, and she didn't tell me. She did not tell me that she was on live, and I call her, and I'm tweaking when I call her. I can't even remember why, but I'm tweaking when I call her. And I am now on live, and she doesn't even tell me. And I'm talking about how, like, Kurt's not home, he's peeing on the side of the road. Or no, he should just pee on the side of the road.
You're like, Kurt's fucking late, and I fucking told him, and then you know what this motherfucker does?
He stopped at an establishment to pee. Pee on the side of the road like a man.
You don't pee in a water bottle. I was fucking dying. She's tweaking. I can hear her yelling.
Tweaking.
It, first of all, started as a joke. I was like, I'm going to answer this call. Because, mind you, Carly's typically, or at least she hasn't been, but typically you're in my lives commenting shit and, like, making funny shit. Like, my followers know Carly, period. And because of this podcast, because of everything.
Yeah.
So it started as, like, a joke. I was like, Carly's calling. I'm going to answer this call. Let's see what she says. Hit answer. And I did not expect the level of tweak that I was getting. So she's ranting and I'm kind of laughing. People are commenting on the thing, like, about Carly's tweaking. And then I heard this thing happens for Carly where her just...
my eyes twitching.
Yeah, and I can hear the tone of her voice. And
I was not about to lose it, I swear. I wasn't.
Not in a negative way, but I knew, this is when I know, Carly and I say, you think this podcast is toxic? You have no fucking idea how we talk on the phone.
We could get a little reckless, and so I think before I said anything crazy,
I heard it coming, and I was like, "Oh, Carly, you're on live," and she goes, "Ah."
So anyway, we are very authentic is the point, and we're not like putting on a show. Like, this is legitimately, truly how we are in everyday life, which is a little sad and a little fucking toxic.
I don't think it's sad. I think it's fucking crazy, though.
Crazy, a little fucking toxic. Anyway, my whole point to that was that this was unplanned, but this morning, for some reason, I was thinking about my ex for no fucking reason. Like, for no reason in particular. I don't know what brought on this thought.
Okay.
But I was thinking about him, and I was like, man, that shit he did was so shitty. Like, how weird of me to, like, not react more strongly to it.
Yep.
And then I get here, and Alicia's like, you know what we should talk about on the pod? Just, like, cheating scenarios. And I was like, bro, that's so weird. I was literally, like, thinking about that shit this morning.
I must be psychic or something.
Oh, yeah, fuck.
So weird.
We do, like, have a telepathy thing
We
going
do.
on, too,
You and I definitely do. But no, you're right. And I don't know what it is. I think that our authenticity is really attractive to people because I think TikTok has brought out this side of authenticity where people don't have to like put on a mask.
I love it.
Aesthetically pleasing or whatever. Not that I don't love those things, but
Yeah.
you and I have that. And in the live when we were talking that time, everyone was like, "This is like a fucking reality TV show.
Yeah.
You guys need to be on a TV show." And I was like, "Been trying, motherfucker."
You should be.
But yeah, no, the cheating ex thing. I don't know what came over me today. Similar is I didn't even think about my cheating ex or anything, but I was sitting here and I was like, that's what we should get into. We should get into
weird. I was, like, literally thinking about it.
And honestly, I used to feel very strongly that like cheating was the worst thing on the planet, like ever. Now I'm like, fucking whatever. I don't know if it's because I've been cheated on so many times that I've like surrendered to being cheated on or what. It's obviously bad, don't get me wrong, but I have put myself in some scenarios where maybe I was walking a little bit of a fine line,
Yeah.
you know, and I've been cheated on a bunch. So I feel like that's so relatable.
Everybody's had some experience with that, yeah.
So I feel like why not share some funny experiences?
I love that. I've not had a lot of relationship experience. Like when I'm in a relationship, I'm locked in. I am in that relationship for life. Imagine me going on Love Island. It would be so funny because I would pick one person day one.
And no matter
I'd be like,
what.
You're mine. Sorry. They could literally hook up with all the girls. I'd be like, you're still mine.
It's okay.
You are here for me and me only. It would be like, you're not watching this season, but it would be like Huda on this season. Like, I would be her. I'd be like, lock down, he's mine. But I wouldn't be like the jealous. I'm not the jealous type, which is actually a problem.
Yeah, it is.
Actually, I think we both
in that situation, it is a problem because you
let things go. You let everything go. And it's so fucking toxic to be in a relationship with somebody who knows that you're going to let everything go.
Yes.
And that you're just going to get over it because then they can take advantage of you. And that's 110% me. I'm like...
That's how I was. 100%. Yeah, I can relate to that.
Even now, I can't imagine, like, it's hard to, like, get me jealous in the first place.
Yeah.
Which is, like, part of the reason why I'm like, now, if you break trust, that's one thing. Mm-hmm. Then it's really hard to, like, rebuild that. But I don't know. I don't know if I'd be able to let it go. I don't know. I am married, too, so that's, like, different. Like, that's a whole nother ball game.
Yeah. But I think when I was younger... the thought of, or when I was in a more immature space, the thought of somebody cheating on me was like the end of the world. And now I think I look at it and I'm like, maybe because I've walked a fine line in a relationship where I'm like, you know, not making excuses for the cheater, but I wonder, because there's obviously something wrong with the person's brain who's cheating. Do not get me wrong. But I also... I've heard a story or two.
We can get into that, but I think habitual cheaters are gay.
I agree.
We've talked about this.
Between
agree. Us.
Yeah, I 100% agree with that. But I also think if you're stepping outside of your relationship...
Constantly.
Yeah, I'm like, there's something...
Like, you're looking for outside validation for what? Or, like, what else? What are you looking for that you're not getting, like, in your relationship?
Exactly. Or maybe you've just been lying to yourself, whether it's about your sexuality or about the things you like or the type of shit you're into. I don't know. So I've actually adapted to a whole new standpoint where I'm like, I'm just going to be so bold, honest, and whatever. Because if you're not, who knows what can happen.
I actually have a really, really hot take that I think that some people won't like. But I also think that if you're someone who habitually gets cheated on, maybe look at a mirror because there's something not happening with you. Which it's a hot take because it's like you're the victim when you get cheated on.
It doesn't have to even necessarily be you. Are you picking the right partners, though?
Period. See, I don't think that's what it is. Honest to God. And I'll tell you why I have this.
Here she goes.
I'll tell you why. This is a very personal experience, and maybe that's why. But I think that if you're the person who is habitually getting cheated on, maybe figure out why that might be. Maybe it is something with you. I'm not saying you've been in 2 relationships and you got cheated on in both of those relationships, that there's something inherently wrong with you. I'm talking you've been in 5 plus relationships and every single person cheated on you. That's when I'm like, okay, there's a pattern. And when there's a pattern, you have to address, like, what am I doing to contribute to this pattern?
I'm the constant. And
right. Like, you're, exactly.
I can get down with that, but I also think it might depend on, like, who exactly you're choosing.
It could still be people that you're choosing.
And it doesn't have to be, like, I'll use myself. If I choose felons repeatedly, and then I
always hit me,
and dead ass, and I always get fucking punched in the face, maybe, Alicia,
don't choose the felon.
We should not be choosing felons.
So in my scenario, I dated this guy, and when we started dating, he was like, every girlfriend I've ever had cheated on me, and he had 5 girlfriends that cheated on him. Now I understand why. After dating him, why that might be. But I never cheated on him, but I was so, and I'm not usually like tempted to step outside my relationship, I was so tempted to cheat on him. Like, there were so many times where I was like, oh my God, like, and I think part of that was it was like hard to leave the relationship.
Yeah.
He dated a lot of girls that were younger, like me, and some other things that we could probably get deeper into, but he was habitually cheated on, and I think that came down to being a him problem. I never cheated on him, but in his eyes, he might.
You're stronger than I, is what I can say. I get to a point where I just have very little. I was in a relationship once where I constantly told my partner how unhappy I was. And I would say, I'm not getting blank. We're not doing blank. I want to explore this. And I was literally to the point where, like, I couldn't have made it any clearer that I was so unhappy. And I'm giving you, like, here, try.
But you
please.
Wouldn't leave either.
I wouldn't leave.
Yeah.
But we did go to a therapist at one point, and I brought the problems to the table, and his answer was, I didn't know it was that bad. And the therapist goes, she wrote it on a wall for you, a white wall in red paint.
That's good on the therapist to say that, honestly.
Seriously. And that to me was like in that moment where I was like, I fully understand why women or men step out, because in that moment I couldn't have done anything more. And I remember he said to me, he was like, why didn't you like smack me in the face? And I was like, I did with my words. How much more do I need to do? What do you want me to tell you? And I was to the point where I was asking him, this is crazy that it got to this, and this is why I say I'll never change for a man again, because I would be like, can I do anything for you sexually? What do you like? I will do it.
Yeah, it does get to that point. It does get to that point. I was in a similar circumstance where it was like, it was actually like I don't know. I don't know how much I want to say here.
Whoops.
I was like begging for like just a little bit of affection. Yeah. Just a little bit. But he was just so into himself, if you get my drift, that there would be none left for me ever. And I remember one time it had been like a full month or like 3 weeks. It had been a decent amount of time. And he was like, maybe just like don't want it so bad. And I was like, okay, how about I just don't want it at fucking all, and I just walk out the goddamn door.
Yeah, see, I've been in those situations. I've also had partners who cheated on me repeatedly, over and over, like in the next room, and I didn't leave that. It took me a lot to leave that relationship, and it was crazy because now I look at it and I'm like, first of all, ew, Alicia. Second of all, ew to this guy.
Yeah.
But I remember at one point we were like broken the fuck up, and he banged some other girl, and I knew about it. It was brought to my attention. They were like on, back in the day, like on Facebook together in pictures, and I was like, okay, and like everyone talked about it. And then I went on somebody's motorcycle, and we went for like a ride. And I don't know how this guy found out. He showed up to my house. He's like, "You're fucking him." Blah blah. First of all, I didn't sleep with the guy on the motorcycle.
Yeah.
Number one. Number two, if I had, we were broken up and you're fucking somebody else.
Isn't that weird? Isn't that weird?
It's crazy the torment you go through.
Yeah.
When your partner is toxic as fuck.
Yeah.
We're toxic. That shit is mentally not okay. I'm like, and in the moment, I felt wrong. Like, I was like, I did something so crazy. I did something so wrong. So the whole cheating, I've been on both sides of it, to be honest. And I have this new understanding. I don't know. Like, I look at the men and I'm like, what the fuck is wrong with you if you're repetitively doing this constant, like, seeking out other women, validation, whatever the fuck. And you know what's you know what kicks about that is a man always, I don't care who the fuck you are, always cheats down. Always. The bitch he cheats on you with is never prettier than you.
Dang.
Never. But a woman, she will never be caught dead cheating on you with a fucking bum. At least in my perception. Yeah. Every girl I know who's cheated on a man, it's because they cheated with, like, the
somebody
step up, period. Which is, that's a hot take, I guess, but I don't know. It's just what I've observed from the scenario.
I guess in my relationship, I wasn't, like, technically... Well, no, that's not true. I was cheated on, but it wasn't physical cheating, as far as I know. It was emotional cheating, which, in my opinion, is just as bad. If you emotionally cheat, you cheated. Mm-hmm. And like I said, I'm not one to get jealous easy, so emotional cheating to me isn't like you flirted with a girl at the bar.
Right.
It's not like
you went to the strip club.
You went to the strip club.
Yeah.
You're friends with your coworker. That is not emotional cheating to me. Emotional cheating to me is you've been texting this girl that you want to have sex with her, that you're asking her to send you nudes. Mm-hmm. That was the type of cheating that happened. Yeah. That and, like, also screenshotting pictures of, like, my friends, like, just for your spank bank, just, like, off of Instagram. I'm like, that, and I wish, that's what I was thinking about this morning. I was like, why did I not get, like, I did get upset about it, but my immediate reaction was, I was like, what a fucking weirdo. Like, this is kind of funny, actually. And then it took me a minute to be like, wait, this isn't funny. This is fucking weird, and I'm mad. And I, like, but it takes me a minute to, like, process something like that, to be like, wait, this is kind of fucked up. Because my immediate thought is, like, I'm not mad. I don't know why I'm like that. Mm-hmm. My immediate thought is, like, oh, this doesn't bother me. And there's certain times where, like, it should, but I think it's because I don't get jealous, like, easily. Like, I'm just, like, yeah. I'm a free spirit. Mm-hmm. I want to be able to, like, wear what I want. I want to be able to, like, have a conversation with anybody that I want, mm-hmm. and not have another person, my partner especially, get upset or jealous about it. So I like to give my partner the same freedom and space, and I always like to give them the benefit of the doubt.
Yeah.
And I think that's where it kind of, like, came back to bite me in the ass, because I was like, oh. And it's, my thing, too, is, like, once you break my trust, you are never, we're never going to heal from that. I don't think I can rebuild trust.
I agree.
I don't know.
I agree with that. And I also think that goes to, listen, every relationship has a different, like, not unspoken, but there's
different rules.
For relationships. I know some girls who would be livid if their husband went to a strip club or watched porn.
Or even talk to a girl at the bar.
That would be absolutely no.
Essentially cheating.
Exactly.
Yeah.
For me, those things, I don't know why, but, like, if my boyfriends watch porn, I'm, like, not slighted by it at all. My boyfriends have had conversations with women.
Right.
Not slighted. I had a boyfriend ask me once, he was like, do you care if I bounce at a strip club? And I was like,
no.
I was like, are you asking me permission? And he was like, yeah, like, does that make you uncomfortable? And I was like, are you fucking them too or no? And he was like, he started laughing. He's like, no. And I was like, get the job.
Right.
Like, go do it.
Have fun.
I was like, enjoy yourself. Let me know if they have any openings. I'd like a poll too. I'd
like a poll. Can you sign me up?
I'm like, sign me up. No, but like, it just depends on the relationship you're in. But having the worst thing is to not talk about those boundaries when you enter a relationship.
Oh, for
because
sure.
That will cause some fucking problems. Like, I dated one thing that might not get to some people. So I don't care, like I said, strip club, porn, that shit doesn't bother me. If you're constantly liking the same girl's Instagram photos, though, that's like not just like a friend, like it's like some
random girl.
I would be like, what? Like, well, I had a boyfriend once who was notoriously known for liking these girls' thirst traps. Really? Notoriously known. And it to the point where my friends were like, your boyfriend's liking this chick's photos. And it was like a girl from Framingham. Do you know her? No.
See,
are you friends with her? No. Then why the fuck are you liking her bikini photos? Because if you were friends with her, fine. But like, no. So that to me is a boundary that I'm like, don't fucking cross that.
Yeah.
That's weird for me. But like, getting very clear on what those boundaries are, entering a relationship is so important because you will ruin a relationship quick as fuck if you don't have that conversation early on.
Yeah, 100%. And that's where it's funny because every relationship has their own rules. Mm-hmm. And I think as a society, we like to judge other people's relationships and their rules. And people are like really hot and bothered to jump on like a TikTok and be like, he obviously doesn't love you, or like, you know, XYZ, like he shouldn't be doing this. And it's like, it's really not fair to judge someone's relationship off of like a 7-second clip, especially like when they're not everybody has open communication and rules and understanding and like you know, whatever, but a healthy relationship for sure does. Like my relationship, we have a very clear, we have really great communication.
Yeah.
So like I know what would not bother him, what would bother him, and I think it's vice versa, and we're both very like laid back, so there's not a lot that would bother either one of us, to be like perfectly fair. But I think our rules would throw another relationship into a fucking spiral.
Yeah.
Because we're just like more like we're just more like we don't really give a fuck.
You're laid back.
We're very laid back. And I get it. And I'm not saying that we're doing it right or other people are doing it wrong. Like, that's not my point. My point is that we're both on the same page.
Yeah.
And we understand what our boundaries are and what they're not.
And as far as, I mean, obviously I'm the third in this throuple, but from the outside of this relationship, that's a joke. From the outside of this relationship, your rules for Kurt are the same as Kurt's rules for you.
Exactly.
It's very balanced. I think it gets very dicey
when it's people, imbalanced.
Yeah, 100%. And it gets like what it was that show where that one guy, like Sister Wives, had like 4 wives or whatever, but like none of the wives had other husbands. To me, if my husband's fucking somebody else, so am I.
100%.
Baby. Like, so we're on the same. I can have 4 husbands if you have 3 wives. Fuck off.
100%.
Like, get out of here.
Exactly. And but like, see, people would judge that and be like, "That's not a healthy relationship. That's not X, Y, and Z." I'm sorry. My hot take, my stance on that is, it's a healthy relationship as long as both people are on the same page. Mm-hmm. And also, the other thing is that it's not like communication is not like a one and done thing. Like, here are the rules, and these are never gonna change. Like, they're fluid.
Yeah.
So like, what works for you at the beginning of the relationship, or like, let's say you are swingers, which I'm not. Just let me make that very clear, because I know it's sounding a little swingery.
No,
I'm not a swinger. Neither is Kurt. But you know, if you say like, let's do this, like, and then you're like, oh yeah, you know, it's fine for you. You know what? If you want to flirt with girls at the bar and you want to flirt with guys at the bar, and like, that's cool. Like, me and Kurt, it's funny, when we first started like dating, we were very casual. Like, we were casually like just, like, friends, like, fucking around. And so one night we went out to Coogan's in Boston. We were, like, getting a little drunky because they have dollar drafts. And I was like, let's see who could be the first one to get somebody's number or get someone to kiss them at the bar.
Yep.
And
Who won?
I tried to get this guy to kiss me, and he wouldn't. And then I tried to get this other... I think the bet was to see if you could get somebody to kiss you.
Yeah.
And I tried to get this guy to kiss me, and he was really fucking weirded out by the whole situation. And then I was talking to this other guy, and I was, like, hitting it off with him, and he walks up behind me, and he goes, she has crabs. And I was like, that is cheating! That's bullshit! Neither of us kissed anybody, but if we did, like, it would have been, like, it was a game.
Yeah.
It was a joke.
Yeah.
We were also, like, not even a year into dating, but I know that would throw some people for a fucking spiral.
I think, but see...
But if we did that, my point being, the rules change.
Yeah, that's
the
not
rules change.
That's not a now thing.
That's not a now thing. Like, but the point is like our relationship is built on this, like, we're fun and funny, and, like, we can play these, like, games, and, like, our relationship is obviously grown and matured, but, like, you know.
Yeah.
Whatever.
No, I feel that, and I think that there's, like you said, there's so much in these relationships where, like, I don't know, I'm not judging what works for you in your relationship works for you, as long as it's healthy, in my opinion. If it's not healthy, get the fuck out. But essentially, I remember one night, this is so funny, but one night you went out to, I don't know if the intention was to get food, like get a drink and bring home food. I think that was the intention.
This is so bad, Alicia.
This is so funny to me. So we're all texting.
People are going to think that I am the worst.
No, you're not. I think no, because Kurt would do this. Kurt has done the same fucking thing. The same thing, arguably. I don't know. We can let him.
Kurt's not really a talker.
Whatever. But Carly's like, I'm going to go out, I'm going to have a beer, and I'm going to get food. And so Kurt, I, and Carly are texting in this group chat. We're having a full-blown conversation. Carly just disappears. No, she says, I'm talking to this guy at the bar. He's so funny. And then she disappears. So Kurt and I are having a conversation in the throuple chat. And he's like, do you think she is, like, making out with this guy? Like, did you get his phone? And we're joking. Like, it's a full-on joke. So now Carly's texting back. And she's like, no, wait, guys, I forgot to order food. Hold on. And he's like, you didn't even get food yet? It's been 3 fucking hours.
I brought the food home and it was cold. I was like, sorry, babe. But so here's my thing, okay? I need to talk more than I need air, okay?
It's true.
This is just a cold, hard fact. I need to talk more than I need air. I am a, like, stay-at-home mom. I work from home. I don't leave the house during the week, okay?
Yep.
So I have a lot of pent-up
Yep.
needing to talk, which
Yep.
is why I talked to Alicia for 4 hours on the
Thank
phone,
you.
or my mom. Like, I have so much inside me that I need to say. I had to start a podcast because I was like, how else am I going to get it all out, okay? But Kurt understands this. And
Yeah.
it actually, I think for him, in a way, me talking to somebody else at the bar,
Oh, it helps him.
it helps him out.
That's like the bird that sits on the elephant's back and picks off the flies. That's like where you guys are at. Is that he is under
What a weird analogy.
well, I just mean that it's like solving a problem for
Yeah.
him. Like it's not phasing him. That
Because he's like, thank God.
Thank you
for entertaining her. Like, she really needed that. I always tell Kurt, like, I'm
Yeah.
never trying to hide anything from
No,
him,
and
which is, like, the whole point, you know?
that's why it works.
That's why I'm like, I spent
And
3 hours talking to
to
this
be
guy at the bar.
fair, we've had conversations with Kurt about girls that he's talked to before, and not in an ill-intended
No.
sexual way.
Right,
But we've had the conversations where Kurt talks to somebody and Carly and I are like making fun of him for a half an hour about a conversation he had with somebody.
We'll be like, she loves you. She's hitting on you. This is why I'm like, people are going to think that I am either a swinger or that I'm just really fucked up. And I started this pod by saying that I am too easygoing. So
she's not a swinger.
I'm not a swinger, and I swear to God, I am not crazy. Well, actually,
I don't.
Let me take that one
There's
back.
a reason why I
take that
only
back.
claimed one of
I
those
take that
statements.
back. I take that one back. If you're watching this, you can be like, that's crazy. It could never be me. Fine. But that's why I'm saying, like, there are rules in a relationship, and like what you have with somebody is different than what I have with my partner, and that's okay. Like, that's perfectly fucking fine.
This same analogy applies to literally everything else in the world. What you post on social media is fine and acceptable, and what I post can also be fine and acceptable, but completely different.
Right.
And I don't know why people get so bent out of fucking shape about relationships.
Yeah.
In my opinion, like, relationships are so diverse. They're so intricate and I don't know. Like, I look at my parents' relationship. My parents' relationship would never fly for me.
Oh,
but
fuck no. Absolutely fucking not.
But it worked for them for for some time.
We both come from divorced parents too, so there's that.
But my point being is, I look around at some relationships and I'm like, when I hear a girl, I never shit on people's relationships as long as it's even-footed, like I said. But, like, I've listened to girls be like, you know, like, my man cannot watch porn. And I'm like...
That's crazy for me. However...
It is what it is. I get it. You're watching some guys swank go into another V. I don't know what to tell you.
I mean, that makes... Like, the thing is that there are certain things that make, like, people feel uncomfortable. Mm-hmm. And I get that. It's just it's not me.
Yeah, and I think it's just like, that's where swingers or open relationships, as long as I've had friends who are in open relationships and who are thriving in an open relationship and do well and actually made their relationship better. Could I be in an open relationship? I don't fucking think so.
Maybe.
I've thought about it. I've had times in my life where I've thought about being in an open relationship with my ex. We talked about it. It was like a thing. We had a full conversation about it. And I was like, maybe. But then I was like, I can't do that part of it. It's just not me. But like, do I shit on people who do? No. I think if it's happier...
I think sometimes that maybe I could be, but at the end of the day, I think that I am just, I don't think I would have any need to be. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, I am so happy with my person. Not going out looking for sexual experiences with other people. So, like, that's never, and I think that's the other thing that's important too, is like, intention is everything. Yeah. My intention when I go and talk to people at the bar, or like, you know, my husband's intention when he makes jokes like with my friends and stuff, it's always very like harmless. It's innocent. It's always innocent and it's fun. Like, I'm never going to the bar and being like, I'm gonna fuck this guy. Yeah. You know, and I'm not saying I never think like, dang, that guy's hot. I hope my friend fucks him.
Can I watch?
You know, no, just kidding. No, but I'm like, oh, that guy's great, and I'm happy that I have so many single friends, because I'm like, somebody should get on that. He looks good.
Somebody take that guy for a ride.
Actually, that was like one of the instances when I think it's just like I'm such a free spirit. Like, I've never cheated. Mm-hmm. I've done questionable things with my ex when I was dating. I've never done anything questionable with my now partner, and we've been together for almost 10 years. Yeah. But when I was with my ex, me and he, for my 21st birthday, so mind you, I was 21, he took me out on a birthday trip with my best friend since middle school, the one I've been talking about. It was her, his brother, me, 4 of us, right? Mm-hmm. Flies us out to Vegas. We've talked about him a few times on the pod. Mm-hmm. He is like the driest, most boring person. I don't know why we were together for so long. But he flies us out to Vegas. He doesn't want to do anything. So me and my best friend, we end up like bar hopping like all night. And she's like, do you remember the 2 cops that we met that hung out with us like all night? They literally went to every single bar with us, and then like they were like drinking, and then we couldn't get in. And I'm like, for the life of me, no recollection of going out with those 2 guys. But what I do remember is when we got to the very last bar, for some reason my memory kicked back in, okay? We would get to the very last bar, when my boyfriend at the time was coming over, those two guys got lost. My best friend was like, "Oh, her boyfriend's coming over," and they're like, "We should get out of here," and they walked her back up to her hotel room.
Mm-hmm.
I sat down at the bar, obviously very intoxicated, and this Irish man sat next to me.
Boy,
hot as fuck. At least to drunk Carly.
Okay.
Hot as fuck.
Yeah.
Okay. My boyfriend at the time is sitting on this side of me. Hot as fuck Irishman is sitting on this side.
Nice.
And I'm talking to him and I'm like, "You're hot as fuck." I'm like, "You're so hot." And then I lifted up his shirt and I was like, "Oh my God." And he's like, "Isn't that your your boyfriend's literally sitting right there." And I was like, "I don't care."
Carly.
So bad. But listen, I wasn't getting it from my boyfriend. So I had some tension, but it was so bad. And I remember going up to my friend the next morning and I was like, I was texting her, "Can you fuck this guy? Somebody's got to fuck this guy."
That's iconic. That's iconic. See, I don't.
But I would never do that with my husband now either. Like, again, rules.
You're very happy.
Like that wouldn't happen.
You're very
I was
fulfilled.
not happy.
You're not not that 21 is a child, but you're no longer in this immature phase.
Right. I feel like I sound like I'm trying to convince somebody, but
No, you honestly, I have said this and I stand by it. You and Kurt have a very wonderful relationship. You have the best foundation of a relationship. Yeah. If there's anyone I know personally right now, and I mean this, who's gonna make it to the end, money is on you and Kurt.
Yeah, for sure.
Money is on you guys. There is the way you compliment each other. There is no bullshit. You also are insanely honest and authentic, and so is he.
Yeah.
I've heard you say to him, Kurt, I don't fucking like that in the moment. Yeah. And he'll be like, "Oh shit, sorry." You guys nip it in the bud so quick that there's never a fight about it. It doesn't get there. Right. And I think if anything, it's a model for how people should be. Not to say you have to follow your relationship style. No. But definitely the openness, the authenticity, the communication.
That's the part that you should take away from this. Mm-hmm. Is not that our rules would work for every relationship, because they 100% would not. Yeah. But how we communicate the rules, mm-hmm. How we communicate with each other. I think we do things that not a lot of couples do, which is we do a lot of pretend scenarios. Mm-hmm. And I think that's really helpful, because if you say what would you do if, and then you say a scenario, and we do this game all the time. We've always done it, and it just really helps you to understand where that person stands with things. Mm-hmm. Well, still to this day, a couple weeks ago, we were sitting out on our back patio. We were just having some him and I time. And I was like, "Oh, we should do ChatGPT questions that we can ask each other that are just I don't know, we're just stupid." So I was like, "Let's just do some fun little questions." And what were they? They were so good. They were just random things if you could switch places with any celebrity, who would it be and why? But we have a lot of these conversations that are we know each other so mm-hmm. well. We understand each other, and we're not afraid to be really, really, really vulnerable with each other.
Yeah, it is. And it's very I think it makes it, like I said, you guys work through things pretty quickly, which makes it easier to be vulnerable, because there's this sense of there's no build up, there's no angst,
right, there's no resentment.
No, it is just is what it is. And we have conversation. I mean, I've been with what?
No, I don't want to cut you off.
Do it. I love when you do this shit. You arm stretched. Time to go. I am seated for this.
It's the crash out voicemails.
Oh my god. Should I play? You should. Get it right now. Fucking get it right now. This shit's
so
wild.
Healthy. It's so healthy. It's why we're so good together. This is exactly what Alicia's talking about, is when I get raged. I get enraged. I crash out, and then I call Kurt, and it's usually something he did. And so, so I had a crash out, and I told him from now on, you have to save all of my crash out voicemails, because he will get like a recording from me, and he'll be like, here we go. I shouldn't play it.
Play it.
I don't know
Play
if I
it.
should.
Come on, yes, you do. You need to. Is this the one about the rice?
No, this isn't even about the rice. This is about the milk.
Okay.
It's always over food.
Do it. This is so good.
Oh my god. This is what a healthy relationship sounds like. My crash out voicemails.
So last night, when I said, it's fine we don't have formula, I can give her whole milk instead, did you at any point think to yourself, no you can't, I drank all the whole milk. So now I'm stuck at the house, with no formula, and no whole milk, to give her because I thought we had whole milk.
Not the fucking K! Carly, not the K! What the fuck? Who are you talking to like that? Milk.
Oh my god.
No, it's so
He
fucking
literally
good.
gets these though, and like I think some other people, the way that I do things and say things sometimes I think would make somebody else like enraged. Like I'm fucking psychotic.
Yeah.
And he just laughs about it.
Yeah.
But I told you he likes him crazy, so he's there's something wrong with him too.
I agree. I do. I've asked him, like I've been like, what's up?
What's up?
What's up?
Who hurt you?
But here's the thing about you. I think Kurt would get annihilated in any other relationship. You are genuinely, the shit we talk about on this podcast does make you look like a villain a lot.
Yeah, it does.
You are so fucking special. I mean that genuinely. You are a badass at home. You can run a fucking ship. You know how to guide Kurt like no other, and he has a wonderful prize at home. Whenever, and I've had this fucking conversation with you, we were talking about a fake scenario, Carly and I, about Kurt cheating, and I said,
as we do,
and I said to Carly, I said, if Kurt fucking cheated on you, I would call the girl and take her out to lunch, and I would feel so fucking bad for her because something is so wrong with Kurt that he has no fucking idea what a snack he has at home. And I went off on this tangent because I was like, something must be wrong. I said, if Kurt cheated on you, I would call him too, and I would say, are you fucking having a psychotic break?
And you said you'd feel bad for the girl. What did you say? You said something about like, oh man, you don't understand the bag that you just fumbled.
For real. I was like, you have no idea what you just did. First of all, she's fucking crazy. Second of all, are you kidding me? Are you fucking kidding me? What are you doing? Are you... Honestly, 10 out of fucking 10. Hot, great mom, fucking amazing businesswoman, kind of psychotic, freak in the sheets, you know. No, I'm just kidding.
Stop it. You always say such nice things about me on this podcast. You always do.
Are you making a joke or are you being serious?
I'm being serious. No,
Okay.
sometimes you say mean things too, but you
I
always
love you.
say